Good evening, you're watching the Casey Allen Show. I'm your host, Casey Allen. We got a big show tonight. We're going to be talking about the Los Angeles anti-ICE riots that started last weekend in response to ICE actually starting to deport people. It got so bad that LA police and local law enforcement could not contain the catastrophe, and Trump had to call in National Guard, Marines, and every single reinforcement possible to contain this issue. But before we get started, make sure to hit the follow and like button on Rumble and X. We go live Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. But nevertheless, glad to be back with you guys during this chaotic time. So these riots that were originally protests originated from ICE finally deporting people. They went in, they gave these guys 6 months. Trump even said before he got elected that if you're here illegally, you need to go now. And clearly California makes up a big portion of the illegal immigrant population, because when push finally comes to shove, they resist and form an insurrection, because that's exactly what it is. You have illegal immigrants on the streets burning cars, looting stores, some of them even claiming that California belongs to Mexico. So the first line of defense, which is Gavin Newsom's state of California and their law enforcement, did not do their job. Karen Bass, Gavin Newsom, and all the officials are basically telling them not to pursue these guys. And not only that, law enforcement themselves cannot contain them. You see them on bridges, they're throwing things and hitting officers. It is absolutely detrimental to the image of our country. And that Gavin Newsom is sitting back allowing this to happen, saying that he's more worried about the peaceful protesters and the illegal immigrants that are here and hardworking individuals. And he said that Tom Homan and Trump better lay their hands off of them. And he's willing to even interfere with their ICE operations, which could lead to his arrest. He even went as far as going on an NBC interview and telling Tom Homan, "Arrest me now, tough guy." So after a single day of seeing police cars on fire and violent protests that were not able to be contained by local law enforcement, Trump decided to make an executive decision and send the National Guard into Los Angeles. He originally ordered 5,000 National Guard troops into Los Angeles, and it's now been up to 7,000, rightfully so, and since then we're seeing a massive increase in illegal immigrant arrests, ICE busts, and even arrests of people that are robbing and looting stores. Governor Gavin Newsom of California has condemned Donald Trump, telling him to step down, and claimed that Trump has lied about a phone call that he had with him that didn't exist. Clearly has a globalist agenda to usher in all these illegal immigrants, mass immigration and replacement that's only going to lead to the detriment of our country. It's going to destroy the demographics in our country, it's going to increase crime. Our whole country would be like California if every governor was like Gavin Newsom. Newsom is basically asking for a civil war. He can't keep his state under control, and now he's refusing Trump's help in a city that's in dire need. So I believe this is the greatest test the Trump administration has faced so far. I've been very critical of the low deportation numbers in general. Right now they're on pace to be lower than Barack Obama's. This is a key test to see if MAGA actually gets what they voted for, and Trump follows through with his populist agenda of actually getting these people out of the country and bringing peace to areas where violence is out of control. So I think Trump has done everything right so far, but I would be more aggressive. I would make sure the people on the bridges that are throwing objects and injuring people, cars and cops, I would make sure we would lock down the area to the point where a single person could not throw an object at somebody. The premise here is to put the fear of God on these people, because clearly for many that's yet to happen. They're parading through the streets with their Mexican flags, doing donuts, throwing Molotov cocktails at cars, businesses, causing millions in damage, and I'm sure this is going to amount to a lot of injuries and fatalities as well. So there's been a massive uprising in the claim that California was once part of Mexico, which is actually historically true to a point. From 1821 to 1848, Mexico actually owned California until the Mexican-American War broke out and a new treaty was signed and created the state of California. The two best historical cases to compare this to: in 1871 during the LA massacre, where 19 Chinese immigrants were murdered, and then in 1992, which is more relevant, the Rodney King LA riots, which killed 69 people. So you could argue there has been a historical war between Mexico and California and the sovereignty of the land. Obviously it's part of the United States, but when you have a massive flow of illegal immigrants over the past 20 years, you start to see with our guard down for so long, there could be a real revolution brewing here. And that's why it's adamant that Trump deals with this now, because Gavin Newsom in the state of California has no interest in doing so. And if California can be taken over, which is a big part of our economy, that could very well transfer to other states. This could be an actual civil war taking place in the United States between illegal immigrants and Americans. And obviously I hope for the best, I hope for peace, I hope our country can actually recover from this situation. Something interesting I heard from Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles. She said that 50% of California's population is Latino and they're a proud immigrant state. That shouldn't be a flex. Those type of demographics lead to the behavior we're seeing now. And let's be honest, who is looting these stores? Every video you see, it is 99% colored people, either Hispanics, illegal immigrants. You see the people that didn't found this country and came after we founded it, wreck the nice things that we have. And for the longest time, people were called racist for questioning that, and even today they still are. But when you're seeing people like Charlie Kirk, Jack Posobiec, and the Conservative Inc. actually speak up about this issue, in which they were silent on the last 7 years, you're starting to see a real shift in the conversation. Today, Kirk, Posobiec, Tim Pool, and many other conservative influencers posted on X today basically the same thing, saying that we should not have any more third world immigration, an immigration moratorium. I've been saying immigration moratorium even before Trump was elected. Because here's the reality about America. We can have a country that has $100 trillion in debt and still have a majority population of white people, but when you don't put defending your borders and deporting illegal immigrants first, you start to realize these things are interchangeable because some of them come back in the country, some of them are permanently here, they're on work visas, they get citizenship after they came in illegally. You can't remove these people once they're here legally. That's the thing. This even goes deeper than just illegal immigration. This is legal immigration as well. That's what I'm saying. We need an immigration moratorium, not a single person, until we at least solve this problem. And this is going to take 10 to 15 years, if not more. This isn't something we can fix overnight. Like I said, the Trump administration is only on pace to deport like 2 million people in 4 years, when at least 10 million came in under Biden. So yeah, it's good that ICE is making these busts. They're actually arresting people. I think I saw earlier today there was like 100 people busted in one raid. And it's been shown that many of them are actually being immediately deported, which is good. And many liberals are trying to compare this to January 6th. Here's the thing, January 6th was because of a stolen election and did not involve burning anything down. It was actually led by police and undercover agents. But something like the LA riots is actually more comparable to George Floyd than the Black Lives Matter riots. Many businesses were burnt down, the city was destroyed. Very similar case here, but it didn't get as intense. And just think if Kamala Harris was our president right now, she would literally be supporting Gavin Newsom, and what they're doing would not be condemning these protests. She would let it happen. There would be no National Guard, there would be no Marines in there right now. It would be absolute hell and there would be no solution. The whole state of California would eventually go up in flames. It would be controlled by gangs, illegal immigrants, Mexican cartels. That's probably the plan. I mean, you've seen Sheinbaum, who's the Mexican president. She's basically cheering on the violent protests. So this will go down in the history books. Hopefully this gets solved sooner than later. I urge Trump to push as much as he possibly can within the boundaries of the Constitution. We have to really think about things here. If we let our guard down this much and are not ready to really fight, our Constitution will be literally ripped up to shreds by barbarians and people that want to destroy this country. So there's a lot to talk about here, but we're going to react to the entire footage that we've gathered so far over the last couple of days. It's pretty gruesome. It's very distasteful to see this happen to our country. It's important that everyone sees this because this is the consequences of open borders and mass immigration.